Would your life be changed if you were getting an extra $370 a month on top of your regular Social Security benefit? I think we can all probably agree that would be very, very nice right now and very welcomed for the vast majority of beneficiaries who need a whole lot more money right now that have been struggling financially over the last several years. Well, guess what? A new report was released suggesting exactly that. They owe us nearly another $400 per month on average per beneficiary, and this is causing a major discrepancy of nearly $5,000 a year, again, on average per beneficiary. Well, I have all the details for you here in this video and exactly where this report came from, why the major discrepancy, why is this happening in the first place, and I will give you full explanation as to what's happening and, unfortunately, what will likely continue to happen going forward into the future. Let's jump into the details. First off, thanks so much for watching. If you have not done so yet, please make sure to subscribe down below. It's totally free to do so. There's a big subscribe button right down below the video. Make sure to hit that if you have not done so. Thank you. Really appreciate your support. It is such a weird time. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be every single day to advocate on your behalf and, again, to point out anything going on right now and to bring you the information as it's hitting the wire. Thanks again. Really appreciate it. And let's talk through the details. All right, so check this out right here. Beneficiaries are losing out nearly $400 a month because of basically raises to benefits that have not been keeping up with parity of inflation. Now, let me explain really quickly. You recognize just as much as I do that the annual cost of living adjustment is based off of inflation, right? We know this, but what is one commonality I think all of us can probably agree upon, which is what? Yeah, the COLAs don't keep up with real cost of living. We know this. It is not a mystery. It's not some like smoke and mirrors. We know better than that, right? We know that the real cost of food and shelter and utilities and gas and healthcare and clothing and literally everything that we all need to buy on a regular basis is outpacing. The price increases is significantly outpacing any cost of living adjustment. Even the massive 8.7% that we got in 2023, that didn't even come close to cutting it, right? But anyway, as you can see from this report right here, here's what's happening. According to a new report out of the Senior Citizens League, they have found that over the last 15 years, 8 out of the last 15 years, inflation has not, the COLA has not kept up with real inflation. So basically, half of the time that the COLA that we get is actually not even keeping pace with real inflation. And again, no shocker, we know that much right there, right? Well, as you can see right there in the report, pretty interesting stuff as well, that we've lost 20% of our purchasing power since 2010. So the last, call it 14 years or so, we've lost 20% of our purchasing power simply because of the COLAs not keeping up with real inflation. That's the only reason right there. Of course, there's other reasons that we've lost purchasing power as well, but just that one reason alone, we've lost 20%, right? Just in the last 14 years alone. That's massive. Well, guess what? Because of these discrepancies, because the COLAs have not kept up with real inflation, this is costing the average beneficiary about $370 on average per month, with, by the way, let me run the math for you really quickly. $370 per month is... I'm trying to add it up really quick. 4,300. What is that? 4,400. About $4,400 a year, give or take a little bit there. Sorry, I'm just trying to add it up as I talk here. But yeah, $4,400 a year on average per beneficiaries as how much more you should be getting right now in your monthly benefit. But guess what? We're not, because they're stiffing us every year, and we know it, right? Yeah, there's a difference between... oh, they stiff us once and we're like, hey, we see your game there. We know what you're doing. Hey, stop that, right? Not funny. We know what you're doing here. Please don't do that again. We don't enjoy that. But it's the same thing every single year, right? They stiff us every year. And I think this year is going to be no exception to the rule, right? You've been seeing my videos out lately where I've been talking about the latest inflation data that's been coming out and where we're projecting as far as what the raise will likely be and things like that. Unfortunately, I'm just going to say this much. I think we got another one coming to us, right? They're going to poke us yet again, and it's not going to be a fun situation. So this is just the situation we're going through. And again, no shock whatsoever. Now, I want to point this out really quickly. There are lawmakers out there who say, oh, but my plan will fix all this. Don't worry, my plan will do the necessary changes. Here's the thing. What happens is that even if they changed it from the CPIW to the CPIE, right? Okay, so that's the plan that many lawmakers want to do, is from the CPIW, what it currently is and it has been since 1975, they want to change it to the CPIE, which is the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. I've looked at all the numbers on this. The CPIE only outpaces the CPIW like 1.6% over a 10-year period of time. It's nothing. Just call it zero, because that's basically what it is. It would not make up the difference here, okay? It would not be what all beneficiaries need to actually make sure that benefits are actually keeping pace with real inflation. What I think we actually need is accurate reporting of real price increases and reflected in these inflation reports. I think a lot of the times, and again, I'm not some conspiracy theorist, I don't do that. I like to look at reality. I like to look at the real picture and see reality for what it really is. What I think what we need to really do is just see inflation for what it really is and then accurately report that in these inflation reports. These things are so convoluted. It's like, what are we even learning here from these inflation reports, right? And especially, I mean, do you think that they could possibly be manipulated a little bit? Absolutely, they can be manipulated, right? They can 100% play and toy around with the numbers at all, right? So it's very easy to do this. But what we continue to see, and again, we've seen this for the last, call it 3 years now, 3.5 years now, we've seen this every year, is that, are you seeing prices go down at the grocery store? No. Are you seeing prices go down on healthcare? Not a chance. Are you seeing prices going down on, I don't know, like everything we buy except for gas? I mean, gas may possibly be like the most volatile of all the prices out there, right? One day it's, $4.10. The next day it's $4.20. The next day it's $4.07. It fluctuates a lot, but that's gas prices, right? You're probably filling up your vehicle like, I don't know, once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, something like that. Probably not that much as a retiree or fixed income beneficiary. But my point is, you're not seeing price swings like that on a can of beans at the grocery store. It's the same 89, 99, $1.09, $1.29, whatever it happens to be. It just stays the same and then probably goes up a little bit every couple months or something like that, right? So my point is, we need to see better price reflecting in these inflation reports versus just, prices are going down. Not really. We know better than that, right? So it's kind of a major situation that's going on. And at the end of the day, unfortunately, this is costing beneficiaries a lot of money. Now, one more thing I want to point out really quickly. I've said this before in other videos, and I want to say it again really quickly, which is compounding, okay? Time and compounding. This is like a major thing, okay? If they would have made changes to the way that the calculations are calculated, or they actually would have been accurately reporting inflation, just call it, say, 14 years ago, back in 2010, because we've lost that 14 years of time, we've also lost a lot of compounding, right? Basically what compounding is that, let's just say that you get a $1,000 monthly benefit, and there's a 5% raise, right? A 5% raise on $1,000 is $50 a month. Not bad, right? So you get $50 more. Now, if there was another 5% raise the following year, that'd be a 5% raise on $1,050, which would be, what is that, $55? Yeah, $55 a month, right? Is that right? I think it's $55 a month, okay? I'm just trying to run the math as I talk here again. So now you have, $1,105 a month. But then again, the next year you get another 5%. Now it's 5% raise on $1,105 a month. You know what I'm saying here? So that's what compounding is. And because we've lost 14 years of compounding since this report, again, going back to 2010, basically we don't have that time on our side anymore. So numbers can get very big very fast with time and compounding. So unfortunately, we continue to lose time. So with that being said, that this is not really helping us out. So even if they were to make a major change to the way that the COLAs were calculated for, again, the CPIE, or other reflecting inflation a little bit better, unfortunately we've lost the time. That's the difference here, okay? So in order to make up for the time, they would have to raise benefits significantly just to make up for the lost benefits, and then we would have to have the adjustments in place so we get that compounding yet again that we've all missed out on for the last 14 or forever, essentially, because they haven't done anything about it. Does that make sense? A little bit? So anyway, I hope this report helps you out a little bit, but at the same time, I want to bring these reports to your attention so you can see what's going on and so you can see the reality of the matter that we're dealing with right now. Weird situation, an unfortunate situation. That's a lot of money. Again, like $4,400 roughly, a little bit per year right now. Nearly $400 a month. That's a lot of money that beneficiaries really need. And here we are pounding the table asking for a $200 raise, right? And they're not even doing that for beneficiaries. So I don't know. Seems like a little bit of a weird situation. I think a lot of us could wonder, a lot of interesting, things going on here where, they keep dangling this carrot of a $200 per month raise, which isn't happening yet as of now. And then here we are sitting here looking at the benefits that have been essentially, I don't want to say cut because they haven't been cut, but yet they haven't been raised effectively by that nearly $400, the $370 a month for the beneficiary. Does that kind of make sense? Anyway, let's leave it at that for now. Again, as always, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends on my social media. Totally free to do so. There's a share button down below, subscribe button down below, like button right down below as well. Otherwise, check out the other videos here on the channel, the thousands in the video library. The ones I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now, popping on your screen as well, you'll see some videos there. Thanks again. Check out one of those, and I'll see you again in just a minute in the next video. Enjoy, and